Hello and welcome back. I woke up this morning to realize that I was out of electricity since my home is solar generated and it's been raining for a couple of days, which is a very welcome sight. Electricity went a little bit down. Solar batteries were very low, and when I tried boiling some water for a cup of tea, it all went off. So I pulled out my camping stove, found a few gas bottles, and still boiled the water to make a nice herbal cuppa. I woke up early to spend a little bit of time reading, writing, contemplating, thinking, connecting with my body and the nature around. And I must say it was a wonderful experience. I also picked up one of my favorite books, just pulled it out of the pile and flipped through a few pages. I have been referring back to this book for a number of years now, and I find it very helpful and meaningful and supportive, and I want to share it with you. I think my head is too small. I used to make a few headscarf accessories a few years ago, and I have a big collection of scarves. A lot of them were given to me as gifts, and I adore them, but I actually don't wear scarves very much. And as I now reside in subtropical Australia, really don't need them anymore. But today I thought I'll give it a go. Today I want to share On Tyranny, book by Timothy Snyder, with you, and read out a couple of words that I found, probably sentences, not words, that I found very meaningful, especially right now. I find a little bit of help in books like that. In fact, during times of crisis, like wars happening all around the world at the moment, the increased amount of violence or increased violence against women, and the human rights being violated all around the world, whether that's racism or trans rights or women's rights. And books like that, and also history books, really help me make sense of things and also find some hope and meaning, because when we look back into the history, we can see trends and patterns, and often, honestly, find answers to how we ended up here. I know a lot of people often feel like, how did this happen? How is this possible that it is happening? And there's a lot of answers in history books and in similar books like this one. I really like On Tyranny, and I think I did buy it at the time of experiencing adversity as well. And I have been keeping it on my shelf for years now, and every time adversity in my life increases, I reach out for it. What I really like about this particular book is that it gives historical context for every piece of advice. And this book is split into pieces of advice. So there are 20, yeah. There are 20 pieces of advice what to do during tyranny or under tyranny. And I'm going to share with you number 9 and number 7. 7 what does the 7 and 10? I think I was looking at 7, which are the beginning of chapters, and then chapters are very small, and I highly recommend looking into this. Chapter 9, be kind to our language. Avoid pronouncing the phrases everyone else does. Think up your own way of speaking, even if only to convey that thing you think everyone is saying. In other words, use different language to even convey the same things people are discussing. It cuts through to something that we are already used to or repeating on autopilot without putting any meaning into it. Make an effort to separate yourself from the internet. Read books. In my experiences in my life, I have in fact been accused, if you could use that word in this context, of reading books. And I am aware that education, learning and unlearning is an extremely powerful tool. By educating yourself and spending time reading and spending time with your thoughts and writing and digesting the information and integrating it can be highly beneficial. I want to read Believe in Truth, chapter 10. Again, only just this little paragraph, and I highly recommend looking into it. To abandon facts is to abandon freedom. If nothing is true, then no one can criticize power, because there is no basis upon which to do so. If nothing is true, then all is spectacle. The biggest wallet pays for the most blinding lights. This is so highly relevant to my life in Russia that I really wanted to share that. In my experiences of living in Russia, there is a lot of propaganda, which, by the way, nobody is immune to, and every country, especially developed countries, have their own stories and propaganda. I remember how in Russia, trying to have political conversations with people often led to me being told that you can't really know the truth. We don't really know what's happening there. This is really it. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today. And I hope you find some rest and solace and some answers maybe and meaning in books and learning, or maybe in just contemplation with yourself. And if you feel like playing with scarves, that can be also fun. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching my art. And please let me know what you think. I love hearing from you. I'm sending you